Good day. Welcome to January 1st, 2025. Whole new month, new time. Let's talk about this big, beautiful bill. So, as we see, it went through the House relatively, unscathed. By the time it got to the Senate, there was an unelected Democrat parliamentarian holdover from 2012 that essentially gutted it. Definitely gutted the 2A aspect of it. For those of you Second Amendment hardcore, and even those of you that just utterly want the freedom allotted to you by God and granted secure through our Constitution for your Second Amendment rights to own, possess, purchase, and defend yourself. Look, she eliminated the $200 tax, because that's what they call it, a $200 tax, for both the suppressor and the SBR, short barrel rifle, short shotgun. But she allowed them to keep the part that was really the hang up, the registry, the unconstitutional registry. Now, eliminating the $200 tax to file paperwork to allow them to keep a registry of owners, and also in accordance with that too is the inability to travel over state lines with said firearm and suppressors. Excuse me. So that was kept in there. Also, the attack on of course, no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security. That was attacked as well. There were several others. I got notes here. I've got notes on some other stuff that really kind of just twisted me up. Struck down was, of course, the immigration provisions, legal status, green cards, all that. They also labor enforcement penalties, language that would penalize companies interfering with unionization or unionizing efforts was cut because it was not directly related to the federal spending and revenue. Yeah, she did that. Okay, paid family leave, that was struck. Prescription. Now that one really bothers me because I don't know how many of you are retirees, have parents or grandparents that are retirees, but they held true on it. So the parliamentarian allowed Medicare drug price negotiations and caps on out-of-pocket costs for seniors. Right? Good. Take care of them. But, however, attempts to extend price caps to private insurance were scaled back or rejected outright. They rejected it outright. If you have medical insurance coverage that has that coverage for prescriptions, yeah, you can't negotiate your prices. The tax on climate and all that. Bottom line is here. It's kind of one of those things where the Senate parliamentarian, a 2012 holdover Democrat appointee. Remember, this is an individual who was appointed in 2012 by a Nevada Democrat. Holdover. Not an elected official that is doing all this. And then it took Vice President J.D. Vance to come over and cast the deciding vote in the tie. So with all these things stripped, it's now in the House. And, I think, I was just watching the video and reading the update from Jared over at Guns and Gadgets. I'll put that in the description below so you can actually click over to his channel and see. For those of you on the 2A, he is like one of the biggest voices and one of the most knowledgeable voices for daily, okay, information. He puts out content that covers the Second Amendment. But there are representatives now that are putting forth amendments to be reinserted into the big, beautiful bill now that it's back in Congress. And the verbiage in there, I'm going to leave it to him. If, like I said, if you'll click down below, I'll put the link. Click that and watch that video. It'll tell you if you're a 2A, or if you're even interested in what's going on with your Second Amendment rights in this bill of take a look at that. But I mean, now that it's back over there, we need to get active. Need you to get active. Call your representatives. If you don't know who your representatives are, take the time to find out who your congressional representatives are. Give them a call, send them an email, let them know. Now, the whole controversy over this right now, especially even today, there was in the headlines about the bickering going back between Trump and Elon. Let's be real about something. A lot of that is the media. Do not get caught up in the hype. Do not get caught up in the fray that they want to create. Do your own research. Look into these things on your own. Use your own brain. Come up with your own voice before you speak to something. CNN, MSNBC, Fox, all of them, yeah, whatever. Utilize those as a point of collection, but go do your research. This thing between Trump and him, I get it. Elon wants and did the whole point with Doge and him heading that up. He wants to see and have the United States find a balanced budget. Start paying down its debt. Smart. Any of you that have ever had to sit there and just go over your finances, go over your budget, and build a budget and tighten that belt so tight that it strangles you off until you pass out. You know exactly what Elon wants. Elon wants to see the nation prosper by not being buried in debt. Trump wants to see growth and secure borders and secure the culture and just the overall management of our society to be the American culture. He wants to see families. He wants to see prosperity. He wants to see security. And a lot of this that's what it is in this big, beautiful bill. So the two of them, they're going to go back and forth because they're ultimately on the same page. They want to see the prosperity. That's the important part you have to understand. And the media is trying to bid them against each other, bid you against one, make you pick a side. Do not be that person. Be the person that understands both sides of the argument and understands that they both want what's best for us. They both want a nation that's strong. They both want a nation that can prosper. The society of it itself can benefit from those prosperities. And we become a cohesive, solid foundation for the future, for the children. Well, if you found any form of this content informative, please give me a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. There will be more content coming out, fast and furious. We are now up. You'll be seeing it on the ST channel here, as well as some short stories over on our Tumbleweed X, both on Rumble. Look us up, Tumbleweed X, YouTube, Tumbleweed X over on Rumble, X, Rumble, YouTube, Instagram. We're on Facebook too. It is what it is. But like I said, please like, subscribe, give us a thumbs up. Thank you for tuning in. See you next time.